everyone to my thought for today. No man, or woman for that matter, is an island. My name is Irene and I'm a member of the congregation at St Mary's Church in Fordingbridge, one of 7 churches that make up our Church for England benefice on the northwestern edge of the New Forest in Hampshire. No man is an island. Where does that saying come from? What does it mean? It's an excerpt from a poem that was written in the 17th century by an English poet, John Donne. It's part of one of a series of essays he wrote when he was seriously ill in the winter of 1623. In the poem, he's likening people to countries and arguing for the mutual reliance and interconnectedness of all people with God. It resonates very strongly for me at the moment with COVID-19, when many of us have been feeling that we're a bit like islands. For some people who are old and alone, that feeling is far from new. No man is an island entire of itself. Every man is a piece of the continent, a part of the main. If a clod be washed away by the sea, Europe is the less, as well as if a promontory there, as well as if a manor of thy friends or thine own were. Any man's death diminishes me, because I am involved in mankind, and therefore never send to know for whom the bell tolls. It tolls for thee. By acknowledging that no man is an island, we are also acknowledging our own social nature of being. Some of us may choose or find ourselves living alone. We might feel we like or we don't like the company of others. The majority of us can make those decisions and change them as and when we like. But it would be an extremely rare person that never saw or engaged with others. Indeed, there isn't one of us on earth that can make it through life without the help and support of other people. If COVID-19 has taught us anything, it's taught us about our interdependence and reliance on each other, regardless of our circumstances. Many of us have used the time to re-engage with others and support each other, having felt previously maybe that there was never enough time to do so. In the present pandemic, there are countries in this world where tens of millions of people have lost their jobs. And by so doing, many of them have also lost their right to health insurance and are supported by a very different notion of social care and support. People in other countries are sometimes so poor that neither doctors nor good food are an option for them, and people have to survive with little, if anything, apart from their own ingenuity. In this country, we may not always get it right. People do slip through our nets of care, but we're a wealthy country and we work hard to make sure that everybody has what they need, from pop-up hospitals and respirators to food and telephone chats for those that need it. Our joint social conscience drives us to work together to make everyone's lives in very difficult circumstances as equitable as possible. 2 world wars and our national love of queuing have taught us many ways of supporting each other and helping each other to get through difficult times. We roll up our sleeves and we get on with it. It seems to be in the blood of our nation. Even those with no first-hand experiences to draw on join in. You only have to think for a moment about the many organisations, both long-standing nationally and newly devised locally, and the many volunteers they have, to see how special this is. I would like to focus on just 2 of them locally that help with food: Food Bank and the Community Fridge. The Food Bank has been here in Fordingbridge for about 5 years now. They open 3 times a week and provide people with 3 meals for 3 days. Although mainly stocking store cupboard food, there's often fresh fruit, vegetables, bread and bakery goods. The Community Fridge is much newer. It started in the library a year or so ago, where it stored and gave out unsold or near-to-date groceries to anyone in need. It's now based in the branch as the library has closed and has grown into a fridge and a freezer. Local donations and grants have made sure that both are full. They hold mainly fresh food. Between the two, there are just 2 days a week when people can't access food here in Fordingbridge: Thursday and Sunday. Community fridge you can just pop along to. The food bank you need to ring for a voucher. Either schools, surgery, the branch, church office, council offices, posters around the town, all can give you the numbers. And if you can't reach anyone, you can just come along and refer yourself. All the food is then delivered by British Gas straight to your home. It seems that a great many of us are very good at giving. Our time, our energy, our experience and our resources to benefit others. The Ringwood Food Bank warehouse is testament to this, together with the generous donations to Community Fridge. The Bible is packed full of messages that tell us it's important to give, and even better to give than to receive. And local generosity appears to show many people have listened. So, what happens when you're great at giving but have little, if any, experience of asking for or receiving help yourself? How does that feel? How many of us are reluctant to ask for the things we need but will happily give to others? Quietly go without so the family doesn't have to. Feel people might judge and think that I can't look after my family or cope. What will happen to my information? Will I go onto some sort of list? No, none of the above will happen. Food Bank takes information solely to inform government and Trussell Trust statistics. Nobody keeps anything else. Nobody judges, everybody cares. If you, someone in your family or community is struggling at the moment for whatever reason, whether it's losing work, 0 contract hours, being furloughed, waiting for universal credit, illness, too many bills or a million other reasons, just pick up the phone and ask. There isn't one of us who at some point or points in our lives that doesn't need to ask for help. You might like to take a moment and think for yourself about times in your own life when you've needed some help from others. Give yourself and the community the opportunity to show God's love and allow them to give, and for yourself to receive. To everything there is a season, a time for every purpose under heaven. A time to be born, a time to die, a time to plant and a time to pluck what is planted. A time to kill and a time to heal. A time to break down and a time to build up. A time to weep and a time to laugh. A time to mourn and a time to dance. A time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones together. A time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing. A time to gain and a time to lose. A time to keep and a time to throw away. A time to tear and a time to sow. A time to keep silence and a time to speak. A time to love and a time to hate. A time for war and a time for peace. That, of course, is Ecclesiastes 3. I would like to add a time to give and a time to receive God's gifts from all who love us. Before I finish, let us remember that these times will end. Life will return probably to a new kind of normal. I'll get to hug my grandchildren again, and you will also get to hug those that are important to you. Let me leave you with these thoughts about our current times. It's a poem written by somebody who I'm afraid is not known by me, but I would like to use it kind of as a finishing prayer. What if you thought of it as Jews considered Sabbath the most sacred of times? Cease from travel, cease from buying and selling. Give up just for now on trying to make the world different than it is. Sing, pray, touch only those to whom you commit your life. Centre down, and when your body has become still, reach out with your heart. Know that we are connected in ways that are terrifying and beautiful. Know that our lives are in one another's hands. Do not reach out your hands. Reach out your heart. Reach out your words. Reach out all the tendrils of compassion that move invisibly where we cannot touch. Promise the world your love, for better or for worse, in sickness and in health, as long as we all shall live. Amen. God bless to everyone. Stay safe, keep well, and thank you for listening to me.